that the real reality of it?
No, this is the reality is this. I'm arguing because there's a situation that can be resolved right now. You can do, my argument could cause you to do something that resolves the situation right now. If that's not possible, if we're talking about something that happened in hindsight, there's no point, because all I'm doing now is upsetting other people, upsetting myself, drawing myself into an argument that's unresolvable. And that's childish, in my opinion. But obviously, like I said, I think you said it yourself. The man, them, and the sisters have a different way of speaking, approaching things, X, Y, Z. Hence why I noticed Jedi. You know what? There may be people he doesn't like, or maybe he hasn't liked that for a period of time, or, you know, me and him maybe have had words at certain times. And do you know what? He still let me back on the panel, still let other people back on the panel, because he's not going to be a child about it. Do you know what? Sometimes let sleeping dogs lie. Leave that in the past, move on. And I think that the sisters struggle with this. And it's not to take a shot at you, it's just to,
you know, but then let's put it some sisters rather than just saying the sisters, because then you include everyone.
No, sis, sorry, can I jump in for a second? Shiffa, you've made it very clear that you don't respect women's opinion. You said it on Sniper's show a couple of weeks ago. You're like, this is why women should not be on the panels having these conversations, because they don't have the same mindset as men, or some bullshit like that.
But you're
basically saying we shouldn't, you devalued any opinion that we had on the conversation, and you made it clear that women shouldn't be having these conversations with men. No, it's very clear to me, it's very, very clear to me that you have a problem with women, full stop.
No, I have a problem with the way you guys concentrated on that day on the panel, you and Lady Divine in particular. And I think that it was very difficult. It was very difficult to get a point across to you guys that everyone else seemed to get, because you was inserting your emotion.
We disagreed. And do you know what?
You see, by inserting your emotion, one second, sis. By inserting your emotion, you're going to believe that gives you the right to disagree with something that is correct. And that, to me, is a sign of mental health, or, you know, childish behavior.
Okay, thank you.
It's got to be one or the other. It's got to be one or the other.
I'm going to flip that round, and I'm going to say your obsessive behavior and your need for everyone to agree with you and your viewpoint, I think that is some sort of mental disorder. You have an obsessive. Okay. I've pointed this out to you a couple of times. Like, you stick on certain subjects for sometimes weeks on end. And like, if someone doesn't agree with you or doesn't come around to your way of thinking, then you will continuously argue with them. And it's a problem for you because they don't agree with you.
Okay, can I just say, yeah, if I told someone that 2 and 2 is 4 and they said, I don't believe you, this is what I would do. I'd keep reinforcing to that person that 2 and 2 is 4. If they can't get it, sorry, one second. If they can't get the concept and they don't appreciate the fact that I'm only reinforcing it with them and that upsets them, then I'm going to have to treat them like they are beneath me. That's not my fault. They're
because they don't agree with your thinking.
That's right, because you don't agree that 2 and 2 is 4.
Yeah, but it's not always as simple as that, Shiffa.
It is a simple,
but it's not a 2 and 2 is 4 situation. Sometimes you will have your opinion and people will disagree with your opinion or your behavior. If we take the basket example in the supermarket, like, not everyone agreed with how you behaved or handled that situation, but you believe you were right, and you have the right to believe that you're right, but just understand that not everyone is going to agree with you. And then if it's a female, that makes it even more of an issue for you. Because you speak to the men differently to how you speak to the females on here.
Yeah, I'm going to explain this to you. For one, you as females, are you telling me you don't want equal rights? Because if you're telling me you don't want equal rights and you're telling me that you are below me and beneath me, then do you know what? I will afford you that argument.
But nobody said that.
You know what? Sorry, one second. You're not hearing me. Let me finish. I will afford you that argument and say, do you know what? I was wrong for even addressing the woman about the basket. Yeah. But if you do want equal rights and you do want it to be treated as an equal member of society who has equal opportunities to what I have, then I am right. And you don't need to learn how to behave yourselves better. And there's no way I'm letting no woman disrespect me in the name of nothing, not chivalry, not nothing. Because guess what? You have equal status in this world to me. In fact, as a white woman, you have a higher status in this world to me. So there's no way I'm going to let you walk all over me as well as have all of this status over me. No hell motherfucking no. And I'll go mute for you to reply.
You're a bullshit artist, to be honest with you. And Christ said that, you know, all have become one in God. When Jesus reconciled all things, he made us all just the same. That's why when Jesus rose from the dead, it was to the women that he actually revealed himself to. And then, women weren't considered to be a witness back then. And they went back to the apostles and they said, Jesus rose from the dead. God, Jesus, that's why there's no difference in heaven. There's no male and female. We are all one. Now,
I'm
this
gonna ask you a
argument that you're
question.
having, it's mundane. It's pointless. It's basically you just trying to reassert your dominance and telling this woman that, you know what, you're a woman. I don't need to hear from you. You're the same person who looks at the verse and he says, like, oh, women aren't allowed to talk in church. But in all reality,
no, brother, that's not what's happened here, though. And I'm going to explain to you why that's not what's happening here. Because
why not?
What I'm saying to the women is, I'm perfectly fine with them having their say. What I'm unhappy
So
with
long
is
as we
the
agree with you.
disingenuousness when
Right.
you're insulted, when you insert your emotions. Sorry, brother. When you insert your emotions into a logical conversation.
Right.
So if logic says 2 and 2 equals 4, one second, brother. One second. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
If logic says 2 and 2 if logic says 2 and 2 equals 4, and we can't get the women to agree, now there's a discrepancy. There's a problem here where this person is unable to learn.
Right. So, sir, but though your doctrine, it's full of hypocrisy because you make decisions based off of emotion sometimes, and you're just trying to make, say, oh, well, women, you're based off of emotion, but you catch road rage, you have people at your work that piss you off, you all of a sudden different.
No, I do not. No, I don't. You can't listen, brother.
You're full of shit. You're a lawyer. You're a
I'm gonna
fucking
be honest
lawyer.
with you, brother. Listen, you telling me I'm full of shit and I'm a liar is
Well,
based
because
on
I know
your.
that you're
Sorry,
the same
no, brother. I listen to you. I listen to you. I'm not being disrespectful. Listen, it's based on.
this whole fucking
It's
time.
based on your
Wait,
behavior. Brother.
let me just set
No, you're in
scene.
the same flesh bag that
Truth, 1 second.
I deal with. This
Truth.
flesh bag, it gets angry. It
Yo,
gets
truth,
horny.
truth.
Sometimes it.
Give me a second, please. Yeah.
No,
Alright.
he was speaking. I'm replying. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that
but
he lives
I'm the
for him to
moderator.
take a moral high ground
I'm the
and say
moderator.
he
Truth,
does
truth,
not
truth,
experience
truth,
emotion. He's
truth.
full of shit.
Truth. I'm the moderator. It's my channel. So
Well,
what I'm trying to
forgive me. I found you
No,
via
you're good.
StreamYard.
Hold up. You're good. I like the energy you came in with. It's more than welcome here. But let's just try and separate you two's speech so that we can hear what both of you are saying. So I'm going to give the mic back to him, and then I'm going to hand you the mic, right?
All right, man. Go ahead.
I'm going to regulate.
Cheerio.
All right, go on, Shiffa. Do you want to finish up? Or do
Yeah,
you
so brother, I'll be real quick.
Yeah.
What the brother's saying is based on his own personal experience, and he's trying to overlap that with my life. Now, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I can be emotional. I can be emotive. If you put me in a very emotive situation and you started screaming at me, for instance, and screaming some emotional abuse at me, I might scream some abuse back at you.
Agreed.
Yes, that's a fact, brother. But I'm talking about in a logical situation where when there's an argument between two people, they're both my friends. Now, both of them have got their argument. I'm not just going to take a side or start getting emotional and listen to one argument over the other. I'm going to say, listen, you're both my friends. I prefer you go your separate ways. And I'm not emotionally attaching myself to the situation. I'm finding a logical resolution to this situation. Now, what I'm going to say is I find that with the females, they find it very difficult to deal with logic sometimes. I.e., for instance, Brother Kel has said some stuff that I may disagree with, yeah, in regards to relationships. But everything else Brother Kel says, I agree with for the fact that I can see his sound reasoning. Now, when I realize that people can't agree with sound reasoning, I realize there's something wrong with that person, and they need to be reschooled. They need to be re-educated. I'm not saying it's just women that do it.
You're breaking up, mate. I'm sorry. Is it me? Am I breaking up or is he breaking up?
No, it's him. All right, just respond anyway, because who knows?
Well, what he's saying, he's saying that it's all situational, and it's always based off of, what a man goes through and what a woman goes through. But in all reality, they are very much the same exact things. Like, granted, women, they might be more emotionally based and man might be more physically based. But, there's a reason why, Jesus, out of his, disciples, he chose Mary Magdalene, and also why he revealed himself to the women. And it's something that was oppressed for a long time by the old law, the old law, just that women are supposed to keep their mouth shut. And, and granted, I see what he was saying, whenever he said that, like, well, sometimes I, am given over to my own emotion. Well, granted, that's the point, is that we all are, and we can't trust emotions because emotions are fickle. They're fickle. They can change.
So if you think we're all subject to our emotions, because you made like the opening statement that, okay, granted, maybe women are more emotional, men are more physical. What is that based on then? If we
that's based on the alpha and omega. It's part of the grand design and construct of everything. Women are made for a reason. It's just the reason why women hate men so much this day and age is because the world's full of sin and oppression, and women feel like it's more so a job, when in all reality, it's something they naturally love to do. They love to, make babies. They love to make a house. They love to, but we've made it a job. It's something that's expected.
Brother,
we live in a fallen world.
You're a follower of Christ, I'm imagining.
Right. So, like, well, let's just bring up scripture, but it says in 1 John 3.
No, wait. That was just a quick question. You are a Christian.
Well, I wouldn't see. The thing is, whenever you say Christian, you think people who they still claim they sin and they're still trying to go to a building once a week and trying to earn their salvation. I don't go to a building. I don't sin either. Now, I do smoke cigarettes. I drink whiskey. I am a man who's heterosexual. I think women are pretty.
You just said you don't sin.
That's the thing. That's crazy. Here we go. Here's the concept that everybody freaks out about, mate. So in all reality, sin is unbelief. Like, we can go ahead and say, oh, wow, murder is a sin. Well, what if somebody's trying to break into your house?
Right.
And they're trying to hurt your family. No, right. I love my family more than this dipshit loves my flat screen TV, and I'm going to do it in full faith, protecting my family, and I will feel no shame, no guilt in it.
We've spoken before. Is that right? Yeah. Truth. We've spoken before.
I doubt it, bro. Because actually, I've been faking this accent the whole time. I'm from America, bro. I'm from Arkansas, America. No, we've never talked before. Who knows? Maybe it sounds familiar because you met me at the beginning of the foundation of the world. But
so what possessed you to use a different accent, just out of interest?
Becoming all things to save all men. If I came on here, I think that people would have automatically be like, oh, this is an American dumbass, yada yada yada.
No.
Well, I mean, it's whatever, dude. I mean, I'm perfect, the way I am. But
okay, cool, man. If you can just take some breaths in between when you speak and let others speak, I think we're gonna have a great conversation.
Okay. I thought I was just answering. Forgive me. I thought I was.
You could. You're passionate. We love that. I know Brother Kel is itching to get out the start. So go on, Kel.
I do believe men and women have different logical. I do believe women are logical. It's not the same as us. But my question for you is true. And this is very controversial for the ladies. Get prepared. Why didn't the Creator create women prophets and messengers?
Why didn't he create women prophets and women messengers?
Yeah.
Why are they all angels, right?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, Mary Magdalene, she was bringing the message of truth, and she sold it all, and she was a disciple. So, like, there are women who are chosen.
Hold on, truth. I said prophet and messengers, right?
Right, now, and I'm telling you that women have been chosen.
If you can let me clarify, right? A prophet, from what I know, they inform of future things to come, right?
Yeah.
And like a messenger brings like a criteria. So, for example, the Black Messiah brought the gospel. Moses brought the 10 Commandments. Muhammad brought the Quran. This is like a criteria, right? So why didn't the Creator allow the women to be prophets and messengers based upon that what he gave to the men?
Okay. So in Acts it says that in heaven that there's no difference between male and female, for we are all one, and everybody assumes that all angels are male, but in all reality, like, they're unisex. There's no need to have procreate in the heavenly realm. And whenever you come to faith and you become sanctified and justified in God, you're looked at as a virgin in God's eyes. And also, well, you're the bride of Christ. You're looked at as a female. And well, in all reality, like, the spiritual aspect of the female is the person who's never been listened to since the beginning of the foundation. Well, at the same time, there's an aspect where you look at Eve, and Adam, he did listen to her. And guess what happened? He sinned. And it says right there in scripture that, Eve was the one in the transgression. Adam was not. So there is an order when it comes to, a spiritual man lording over a spiritual woman. But in the current world we're in right now, they don't know what that means. They just think it's a dude born with a wiener lording over it. But
The thing is, truth, all due respect to you, right? And I appreciate you sharing bits and pieces of the Bible. You haven't really clarified why he didn't send women as prophets and messengers. Here's the thing, right? There's something.
No, I told you
in
that
the Bible.
he did.
Hold on.
Like, look at Ruth.
Hold on. All due respect to truth. You got to let me respond.
Well,
right?
the whole book of Ruth, the Old Testament, I'm just telling you, like, he did.
Yeah.
He actually did choose women.
So women have chosen to be prophets and messengers. Women.
Yes, because in God's eyes, there is no male or female. It's just whatever vessel he chooses, just like Ruth.
I have to disagree with that.
Well,
right?
I mean, you're just going based off of opinion, but the Bible proves otherwise.
No, because the thing is, right, here's the thing. You've got all the names in it, because you're a Christian, right? You've got all the names of laws that was given to the biblical prophets, right? And none of them are women. David, Solomon, Joseph, Joel, Adam, Lot, all of them are men, and so I don't see women there. So my question to you is that do you believe that Noah had patience was it for 900 years before the great flood? Do you believe that?
I mean, doesn't the Bible say that? So yeah, I don't know. I can't remember if it was like 900 years, but I know that he preached for a while. But yeah, he was long suffering. I believe in that.
Okay, so the thing is that what questions me a lot is why didn't the Creator allow a woman to do that?
Why didn't the Creator allow the woman? Well, this is like one of those doubtful disputation situations, but in all reality, I don't know, man. I just know that he chose, Noah. Noah was perfect in his generations, and he was part of the seed of faith. He just trusted God, and he lived in a whole time of unbelief, just a bunch of people who don't believe, in idolatry. You know what I mean? A bunch of people who they probably went to church buildings and had their own gods they worshiped and everything, but they never knew the true God, which the true God of knowing him is by faith. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. Once you come to him, you are sanctified, you're justified, and you're made equal amongst everybody. Like the Old Testament was, I mean, even the Mosaic Law, it was a curse that everybody was under. That's what Galatians 3:10 says, that he who is under the law, he's under the curse. But the curse